Hey everybody, it is Scott the Treasure Coast Picker, and I am back tonight with a small haul video of a mystery box of comic books that I picked up at a thrift store today. Now before we get into the box of books, I just want to give a little backstory. This thrift store is a local church store that I've been going to for several years. I go once or twice a week when they're open, depending on what days they're open. And I've talked about them before because they have a pile of free merchandise outside the store or just in the hall of stuff that they like to give away. And I've gotten some good things from that free pile. Now, these comic books were not free, but I mention this because it kind of relates back to the story to what I paid for these. Let me just show you the box. Right here, it's like a shoebox size or a boot box full of books. The books are not graded. They are raw, which means they're not graded. They're not bagged and boarded, so they're considered to be raw. In other words, they're just the books like they were when they were sold out of the comic store. So they're going to have some damage. They're going to have some flaws and defects. They are not pristine. So anyway, I went to the store, as I usually do on Saturday morning. I roamed around. I saw this box of comic books, and I was stunned because in the past I've asked them if they ever get comics, and they usually tell me no, or they get one or two at a time. So there was this box of comics sitting on the counter by the toy section, no prices. So I picked it up and I thought, okay, let me see. I looked at my wallet, see how much money I had with me. And I decided to take them up front. And I talked to this woman who I know from going there all the time. She recognized me. And I said, what do you think about these? And she looked at him and she says, she goes, I don't know. And then another woman behind the cash register got all upset. She was like, I haven't looked at those. I haven't looked at those. You can't buy those. And the woman I know said, yeah, I guess I'm sorry, but you really can't buy those. I said, you put them out on the floor, so they're fair game. And they looked at each other, and I could tell the woman behind the counter was upset because apparently she likes to pick the comic books for herself or her son before they go out on the floor. That's why I never see any comic books at this store, because they're all going out the back door. So the woman I know said, well, you're right. They're on the floor. So give me a price, what you'd like to pay, and be nice to the church. So I told them that I thought for a second. I knew what I had in my wallet. I said, I'll do $20 for the box, which is a little high considering there was about 60 comics in there. So that's about 30 cents, 33 cents a piece, which is a little more than you should pay for raw comics in bulk. But I have gotten some great things from that free pile. I picked off a doll and I sold for $55, and then there was a tin sign for Sherlock Holmes' address that sold for $20, and it cost me nothing. So they've been good to me, so I figured I'll offer them $20, and she accepted it, and I bought these books. So let's take a look and see what we've got. I'll take a pile off the top here, and show you what we have off the top. This is a lot of about 13 books called Grim Jack. It's an independent title. I don't know anything about it. In other words, it's not a Marvel or a DC or an Image or any of those name brands. This is from something called First Comics, and they date to about 1988. You can see there's all different versions, starting with number 3 and 3, 4. It goes right down the line. 5. We're missing, I think, 1 and 2, and it goes 3 all the way up to number 15. So while these books themselves might not be worth much individually, I think they're probably worth about $2 a piece. If I put the 15 together, or 13 together, because we're missing 1 and 2, I'll probably be able to get at least $1 a piece, $1 a book for the lot. So maybe this book will go around maybe this lot will go for around $15, and I'll make some of that money back. And the next book up off the list is more of a graphic novel book. This is thicker. It's got Superman in there and maybe Batman. I don't know. It's called Comic Odyssey, and it's book 3. Don't know much about it, but it's in really nice condition, and at a $3.50 cover price. I can probably get that for this. Next up is another graphic novel, Nick Fury versus Shield. This again is probably from 1980s, late 80s probably. Um, does not say on the back here, and I don't want to thumb through it. But again, this is Nick Fury versus Shield, and book 2 by Bob Harris and a couple other guys from Marvel. Now these books here are called Black Kiss. There are 5 of them. Again, we're missing number 1. It starts with number 2. So it goes number 2 through number 6. And the deal here is that these are adult books. And I'm not going to get into the inside of these books because I don't know, but you can see that that these, I don't even know if I can list these in the regular section of eBay. But in any case, it's called Black Kiss by Howard Chaykin. They're from the late 80s, and these are in beautiful condition. I know some of these books are kind of messed up, but these are nice and flat. There's no rips, tears, stains, or holes on these. And so these are probably going to do very well as a lot of 6 books. And you're probably saying, this stuff is not great. Gets better. This is called Viking Heroes. I don't know much about these books. There's only 3 of them. We have number 6, number 5, and I'm sorry, number 5, and then number 1. So number 1 might be worth a couple of dollars. I don't know. We'll throw it in with the other 2. The thing here is that the cover art's by Frank Frazetta, who is a famous fantasy artist. So that might give it a little. This is by Jack Kirby, and this art is by. I'm not going to show you this one because that's a little risque again, and it doesn't say who the artist is. So we have a Jack Kirby and a Frank Frazetta cover, which should add to the value of these. Not much, probably maybe $10 for 3 of them. I'm not sure. Here's a book I could not find called Dragon Ring. Looked this up, couldn't find it, don't know anything about it. It's out of Canada, of a Canadian publisher, Aircell. And here's a couple more, 2 more called Dragon, or 3 more called Dragon Force. And this again is book, book 4, 5, book 2, 4, and 3. 2, 3, and 4. So again, we're missing number 1. So whoever had these pulled all the number 1s before they dropped them at the thrift store, or somebody at the thrift store, maybe that lady, grabbed them, even though she was complaining that she didn't get a chance to look through them. In any case, $20, I'm doing okay. This book is called Parsifal, no idea. Apparently it's a one-shot from 1988. See what that does. Now we get some of the more interesting items. This is DC Comics Demon. This is Demon number 7, and it is from 1973. So now we're getting into some of the older stuff. Not in bad shape. I'm not going to go through all the details of these books, but here we have Demon number 7. And again, some of these books have been read. The pages are kind of yellowy around the edges, so it's the way they've been stored. They haven't been bagged and boarded, so the paper is just kind of starting to turn yellow, and they get a little chippy on the edges. I think they call it chipping, where when you open the book, pieces break off. Now, there's nothing broken off here, but the edges are a little tattered. So this book is not going to be anywhere near mint, or even though it's an old book, it's really not worth probably more than $5 to $10. And that's just a conservative estimate. I really have to start looking them up and grading them. Here is Demon number 8. We just had 7. This is 8. And we have something called Forever People. Forever People. This is a don't know who drew this. Is number 11. And the Infinity Man returns. So it's not the first appearance of Infinity Man, but he's back in this issue. Another Forever People. And this one is number 10. Right? I think these books may be worth a little more than what, these may be closer to $15 a piece, depending, again, on the grading. I mean, this one has some stains on the back of it, so it's going to kill it. It's going to hurt the grading. Here's a really nice one. Now you look at this book, you might think it's called Doctor Strange, and it's actually Strange Tales, number 157. And again, if you look at the at the back of the book. You can see the discoloration on the edges. It's been improperly stored or exposed to maybe heat, so it's a little bit dried out. But this is a pretty good book, and the artwork here, I forget is the artwork. This is Jim Steranko artwork, so it's a really good artist, Jim Steranko. So that's number 157, and here is Strange Tales number 158. This one's really nice. Doesn't have much chipping, but it does have some. They all have these called spine ticks, with these little breaks of color or creases in the spine where the book is stapled. They're called spine ticks. So these are not anywhere near mint condition, but they do have value. There's another demon. This will be demon number 6. So we're getting to a lower number there. And another Strange Tales. This one being number 156. So it looks like we have 156, 157, and 158 in a row. And another great cover with Dr. Strange there. And this is the Umar Walks the Earth, whatever that means. Whoever Umar was. Here we have a Detective Batman. Detective Comics number 404. Again, problems with this will include the edges and the creases here. You can't do anything about that. They are what they are. I'll put them in bags and boards, and that'll make them look a little more attractive. But they're always going to be the condition that we found them in. So when you see comics out there in the raw and they look, kind of beat up, just because they're old doesn't mean they're going to be worth money. This is Man-Thing number 6. I always liked Man-Thing. He was kind of a favorite character of mine. And this is Marvel Man-Thing number 6. And this is actually in really nice shape. It does have the usual spine ticks, but not too many. So we're going to see what we can do with this one. I'm not going to grade any of these because the grading is very expensive. It costs you like $35 a book. And a lot of these books, even in graded condition, may not even be worth $35 because your grade may come back. I would say most of these books are going to grade somewhere in the 4 to 5 range. And they're not going to get too much higher. And that's not the kind of thing you want to spend money on, unless it's a super rare book. This is, speaking of that, is House of Mystery. House of Mystery number 204 from 1972. And this one's pretty nice. But again, it has the spine tick, so you're always going to run into that. More Demon. I think we're going to have a nice run of Demon by the time we're finished with this. And what I'll likely do is lot all of the Demons together and all of the first one we saw, lot those together. And I think they'll sell in a lot. Will easily make my $20 back and more. This Demon is in nice condition. He's number 10. So you like those low numbers, the lower they get. Sometimes the price gets higher. Sometimes if it's a bad book, it won't. This is number 9, Demon number 9. Here is something Brave and the Bold. Brave and the Bold, it says Batman, Do You Dare Enter the House of Mystery? So this is Brave and Bold number 93. This is probably from early 70s. Let's take a quick look. Let's see. 70, 71. December, January, 70, 71. So this might have some value to check that one out. And another Batman. This one is 100 pages. Batman, 100 pages of Batman number 255. And the problem with this book is that the spine is, I don't know if you can see that. I can get that on the camera. It's not split, but it's just kind of wrinkly and it's still together pretty well. It's not coming apart, but it's not a great look. But this is Batman number 255, and we'll have to check that one out as well. This one I think is a keeper. Well, not a keeper, but I think this one is going to have maybe the best book in the bunch. I don't know. This is Batman 245, and it's Bruce Wayne murdered, politician accused. Something tells me this book's going to have some better value than some of the others. So even in a bad shape, maybe this is a $20 book. Here comes another one, if I don't rip it. This is Batman number 48 pages, number 237. It's got Robin, and it's got the Reaper. The Reaper? Yes, the Reaper. Night of the Reaper. I don't think it's a first appearance. I don't know. Maybe it is. And in some cases, a first appearance will boost value of the book. Again, the condition, it's got some serious spine roll here. Spine roll is where your staples, instead of being on the side of the book, have kind of rolled over to the front. And so that again devalues it, and it also has some issues here at the bottom of the back. But I think this is a good book, and even in its present condition, might be worth selling. Another one. I'm getting to the bottom. I can't reach them. This is Batman number 234, and it's the return of Two-Face. So this is a very good character, Two-Face, and this is his return. I'm not sure where his first appearance was, but in this book is 1970, 71. This is either his, not his second appearance, but his first appearance in the 1970s, I guess. Not sure. Silver Age, Bronze Age, don't know. But I think this is also a very good book. Again, it has the usual issues, a little bit of spine roll on it, and some edge chipping at the edges. And then Detective number 410. I think these Batman books will do pretty well, even, like I said, even the way they are. Back to Forever People. This is Forever People number 2. So this may have something. And this is the first appearance of the Mantis. I don't know if the Mantis went on to be a big villain or not, but first appearance of the Mantis, number 2, Forever People. This probably will do okay. Nothing here is going to be hundreds of dollars. These are probably all anywhere from 5 to 15, and maybe a few books that'll bring 20. Again, I have to do all that research and grading. And by grading, I mean self-grading. I'm not going to send them out to be graded. I'm going to try to do it myself to the best of my abilities. Forever People number 7. This one's very yellow. You can see the yellowing on the bottom, and this one is just completely yellow. I don't know if that means it was exposed to something, but the rest of the book is fine. The bottom is yellow. Mr. Miracle. This is Mr. Miracle number 11, and I can say without a doubt this is probably the cheapest book of the bunch. It's probably worth about $1. OMAC. OMAC. Now, what I know about OMAC, very little, except that it's all Jack Kirby stuff. Jack Kirby wrote and illustrated these books. And OMAC, I think, means one-man army, like it says there. I don't know what the C is for. So that's OMAC number 2. Here is OMAC number 3. Of course, there's no number 1. And Demon. I would expect it to be OMAC number 4, but it's Demon. Demon number 15. This one's very nice. Really nice condition. So we got a really good run of Demons here. And speaking of which, here's some more. 16. 14. I'll have to look at each one to see if there's any key issues here. I don't know if Demon had any key issues. But number 13. Getting to the end. Number 12. These are really early 70s, I would think. Let me just take a quick peek here. 73. 73, this is number 11. That may be it for the Demons. Here's a nice Detective Comics. Number 402, Man or Bat. This is Man Bat. I don't think it's a first appearance. I'm not sure. It just says Man or Bat. It doesn't say introducing. So I'm not really sure if this is the first appearance of Man Bat or not. But cool looking book. Again, it's got all those issues with the spine ticks and the edges. So it's probably only going to be like a fine grade or maybe very good. The funny thing about comics is you can have a comic that's considered to be good condition and it can be a mess. Good is a very low grade in comics. The Micronauts. Sorry, this may be the cheapest book of the bunch. Micronauts is kind of a stinker, although there is rumor that there are some Micronauts rumors about them being in a movie, so maybe that'll boost it. But you got to do a lot of boosting. I think this is a $1 book. Another detective comics. This is Detective 407. I mean, you can see the creases on this one. Actually, that might be the artwork. But there are creases in this book. Don't know the value of this, but this is the Bride of Man-Bat. So we have a continuation here of we have Man-Bat in 402, and then we have the Bride of Man-Bat in 407. So I have to look those up and see if there's a continuing story in between those books. And here's another Man-Thing, number 5. I think we had 6 or 7 earlier. And another Man-Thing. 2 more to go. OMAC. The last OMAC, this is OMAC number 4. So we have number 2, 3, and 4 of OMAC. So we'll probably put that together as a lot. And those people like Jack Kirby will maybe, want to own that. And our last book in this box is Brave and Bold, Batman and Creeper. Brave and Bold, number 80. So another nice low number. Say that 3 times fast. But again, there's a lot of fading and staining or discoloring. It's got a small tear in the front. This is from '68 by Batman and Creeper. But again, they're not horrible. I think for $20, I did okay. If you're watching this and you know anything about comics, I would appreciate any comments you can make about these books. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to get them bagged and boarded, and hopefully we can get a lot more than the $20 I spent on this. I think what I'm going to do is make up some business cards about buying. I buy comics. I buy comics in bulk, and drop them off at that thrift store for that lady, and maybe I can intercept some of the next comics they get before she sees them. But in any case, that's the haul this time. Again, please like, comment, and subscribe below. I'm really interested in hearing from those of you who know comic books, who would like to comment on some of these issues, whether or not they're anything good or just average. In any case, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.